You'll have to forgive me if I seem overdressed. You gotta look good in court. I just wanted to say something. Somebody sent something to my buddy Nolan Grumley saying he liked his damn picture on his thing. It's an Iron Age truck when Nolan used to drive for Iron Age. Steel-toed boots, out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And, well, like everything Nolan and people like us touch, it never seems to last long. We had corporate headquarters and things, regions and districts. We were beating red. Come on, Cat, what do you got going? Come on up if you want. Oh. So, yeah, there's a truck from there on there. And I was like, that is very interesting that somebody would like that picture. There's nothing else on there. My birth date, maybe the town of my birth, the place of my birth. You go to the place of my birth and nobody will remember me, because same way they took me in so nobody back home would know I was being born, they got me out of there before anybody there knew I was born. I've been on the road my whole life. On the day I was born, the rain fell down. There was trouble brewing in my hometown. It was the 7th day. I was the 7th son, and I scared the hell out of everyone. And Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee had Thanksgiving dinner and celebrated their own birthdays. And even the bums ate that year. Not like Jesus. It took 300 years for an emperor to be afraid of losing to somebody, so he pretended he had a dream about an army of crosses and changed from Sol Invictus to Christianity, which was a small leap. I think I've talked about this. I know I have. I feel like I'm repeating myself. It was a small leap because he believed in many. It coincided enough. He's like, well, I don't care. You're going to be a leader of the world and care about religion. If you do, you're only about 2 years from being the guy hanging yourself off the balcony in front of all your followers because you failed them. You can't take it. You can't keep your mind together that way. But the point is, so I got a thing for Nolan, guy liking his, he showed me, liking the picture of his profile. And I see, you know what? Yeah. And Nolan and I wrote him back, said this, because I looked, and on his page, it said his name. Hey, Dylan, won't say his last name. Won't even say where he is. I know that my old friend, Old Kent, lives there. And it said on his thing, deaf and proud. And at first, he was in the bodybuilding, and the first thing I noticed when I saw that was that he had a picture of Franco Colombo up there, a friend of Arnold's, very good friend, and obviously, too, a good acquaintance of Lou Ferrigno's. Lou Ferrigno had hearing impairment, and I thought that immediately that's what I went to. I was like, I'm surprised he doesn't watch more of Lou Ferrigno, 6'4", 275, and what a beautiful giant of a man. Got it all. And then Nolan's Victoria made me realize that it may be that it was found because of hashtag for the deaf, which is what I go by. I made it up, and then I found it's out there a little bit, but if you go to hashtag radio for the deaf, you're going to find that I just swarm it. There's not much left for anybody else after all my stuff, so I guess it is mine. But somehow this person, without ever knowing me, way out in desolate places between here and there, and sometimes the best place to be, he must have come across hashtag radio for the deaf, and that's how he found it. And that's the idea. You don't have to listen to a thing I say. I suggest much of it. Wow, this is as still as I've ever sitting. This is, It's antithesis. You know, I'm supposed to be all over the place, but I realized, you know, most of this, I never knew what I looked like when I moved. And I started watching these things. I'm like, wow, no wonder people back off. No wonder I do jump and dive rolls off stage doing karaoke and catch somebody's girlfriend between my legs and gently roll her over onto the ground by mistake, realizing I just think I caught a person. I'm pretty active. And there comes to be, if you closely look, it was something I've noticed, the way I'm thinking when I'm doing things, the things I'm doing have a great connection to the way I'm thinking. There's a language coming out just in that. So I say it is hashtag radio for the deaf. I suggest you turn down the volume all the way on some of these, especially Dupa Yoshi's Fuck for a Duck. That's a good one. And there's also Terminus, and then there's the other one, My Own Protest. Those are especially good for watching without volume. Turn the words off. Don't let it get in the way of the show. You'll find that you can tell exactly what I'm saying, and sometimes even if you are hearing impaired, maybe even 100%, I hear music in the quiet that comes through some of these. You may just be able to hear a song. It's like a soundtrack, and it suits it quite well. Here's you, Dylan. Thanks for saying something. I sent you the one, Dupa Yoshi's Fuck for a Duck. Watch it. It's a two-parter in one. That's one of those opuses of mine. I don't know if an opus is just one thing at a time or only one in your entire life. I gotta believe that if you can't get any better than you were when you did your best, then there's no reason to even bother. But it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorites. Watch it. Thank you. Hashtag radio for the deaf. Turn it down.